wind down time, which leads me to sleep. No. So what do I do for sleep? So my wind down time, by the way, is like my wife and I either watching a show together or, we're doing something together. We always, from the time our kids go down to the time we go down to bed, we're generally together and doing something because I haven't seen her all day. I might have texted her a couple times back and forth, maybe one phone call during the day, but it's great to kind of be able to just engage in that relationship. All right, sleep. So let's talk about sleep. A lot of my sleep is all about what do I do prior to attempting to go to sleep. I think that that's key, right? It's like the prep. Like, how do I prep for sleep? The first thing is lighting. And lighting is so incredibly important to circadian rhythm. It's so incredibly important to setting the stage for appropriate preparation for sleep. It's so incredibly important. So what do? We turn and dial all of our lights down to like an orangish amber glow. In our room, we actually have red lights. I know we might sound crazy. For you, like in the health optimization biohacking community, you guys are like, yeah, this is the thing to do. But we set our room to red. Again, we do this generally like about an hour or so, 2 hours, hour and a half ish before we go to bed. All the lights are down and we actually make it to where we can barely see. Like it's pretty dang dark. Like for us, I think we've adjusted to it so we don't see that. But other people who've been over are like, it's like really dark here. So we do it that way. Sometimes too, I'll put on my raw optics. Actually, every night I put on my raw optics. I'll take my contacts out and put on raw optics. I have like the clear version, but also I have the red version. Most of the time I'm wearing the clear version, but if I really like want that boost at night, I'll throw on the red ones. But if I throw in those red lenses, for me, like that is like the sign of like, dude, go to bed. Like it is time to go to bed. So I will do it if I need that extra boost, but for the most part, it suffices just for me to wear my blue light blocking glasses that are clear. There's a podcast I did on my old podcast, Mind Hackers Radio, still available with Matt Maruka of Raw Optics. Great brand if you're going to look at blue blocker glasses, and he knows everything there is to know about those. So check out that one if you haven't done so. Next thing would be like body prep. So a lot of times, depending on what I've done for the rest of the day, like if I did a lot of movement and I got kind of sweaty again, I'll take another shower. And I know I hear the birds chirping, the peanut galleries, like 3 showers in a day. Sometimes, yeah, but a lot of times this will be really quick, like maybe a minute. It's like blast myself with like nice warm water, rinse off, like use soap. And then, which I use Native, by the way, Native, like deodorant, Native soap is incredible, really good. And then a blast cold. I always love blasting cold prior to going to bed. So that's what I'll do there. And a lot of times too, I'll use like a Theragun. So it's kind of like one of those percussion therapy guns on like the muscle group that I worked out that day, or generally just everywhere on the body. Just feels great and relaxes the body. I love the way that those like percussive like guns feel on the body. What do I take for supplements? So this is an interesting one. Again, I'm not on sleep supplements. I'm really not huge on. I don't do a lot in terms of supplements, and I don't do it every single night. Actually, there are some nights, I would argue maybe even most nights, that I don't take any form of supplementation prior to bed. But when I do, I take a cocktail that I've heard Andrew Huberman talk about a lot, which is a couple of compounds that can be quite effective. One would be magnesium threonate. So I already have it. So sometimes I'll take it. But magnesium threonate can be extremely helpful with calming the mind at night. The other one would be apigenin. So apigenin, I believe, was initially created for prostate help. It comes from the chamomile leaf. Men and women, I think, it's been shown that men and women can help it, but for men, it has like more benefits for like prostate health, but it also can be helpful for sleep. And I think that comes from it being a derivative of chamomile, or like chamomile leaf. The other thing that's a bit more optional would be like L-theanine. I would say be careful with L-theanine at night, because for those who have a high propensity for nightmares, for sleepwalking, for sleep paralysis, this can be inducing. And I've had that actually happen to me like one time. I still will take it, but it's only happened like one time. And it was a bad nightmare. I don't know if it was necessarily due to L-theanine, but it could have been. So just be careful. Sometimes I'll take CBD. I'll take like, a fairly high dose of CBD if I'm just kind of playing around with it. And that's kind of like my only two optional ones. The other thing, like a lot of people ask me about, and sometimes I'll drink reishi tea, by the way. Now, reishi from Four Sigmatic. I'll drink some reishi tea. It's been found to be pretty relaxing on the body as well. A lot of people ask me, do I take melatonin? And the answer is no, I do not take melatonin. And the reason I don't take melatonin is because it has been found to have some suppression on hormonal functioning in terms of individuals who are going through puberty. And again, this is more for adolescents and adolescent boys, and girls too, but it can delay the onset of puberty. And so for me, that level of hormonal change that comes from melatonin, which is a hormone, is just a little bit like more on the I'm a little bit more risk averse, so I just don't do it. For some people, it can be really effective in helping them become drowsy. But there was a great article that was put out in the New York Times that everybody should read if you have access to the New York Times, that actually showed that melatonin is not necessarily as helpful taking it directly before bed as it is earlier in the day, like at 4 or 5 p.m. instead of 8 or 9 or 10 p.m. So read that article. All right. What time do I go to bed? I'm generally up or going up to bed around 9 or 9:30 p.m. And again, this is just me. Not necessarily you need to do it. I wake up at 5. So for me, I need to get good rest by getting in bed around 9 or 9:30 p.m. I'm really to sleep no later than 10 p.m. It is a rarity for me to stay up past 10 p.m. Something has probably gone problematic if I am up past 10 p.m. So I'm generally down before then. Temperature wise, and we normally turn our thermostat to 68, 69-ish degrees. So we keep it relatively cool. We also have 2 boys, so we're conscientious of them not getting too cold in their beds. So we keep it around 68 degrees. I used to use an Uller system or a chili pad. Don't really use that anymore, but I think it's a great option if you want to. If you ask me why, I think they've changed this, by the way, but it used to be that you could really feel like the water ripples like in the pad. And I just didn't like that feel. Like it was kind of annoying to me. And I really have a preference for comfort, and comfort is very subjective. So for you, it may be fine. I think they changed it actually to where you can't feel the like little ripples, but for me, it was just a little bit too much. So I quit the Uller system. It was kind of loud too, by the way. It was like white noise loud, but it wasn't bad. What do I wear for an attire? I know it's a little granular, but just shorts. I wear my Vuori Core shorts, Kore. I love them. They have built-in liners. So for me, it's just like throw the shorts on. Like I'm good to go. Nothing else. That's just me. I wear an eye mask. I actually wear a weighted eye mask by the company Manta, Manta. And I love it because it covers, it's like eye cups, these large eye cups that cover your eye, but allow your eyelashes to not be compressed. And it's weighted as well. So I just love the feel of it. I put on mouth tape. Myotape. Myotape is by Patrick McCune's company, our podcast co-host, obviously. And what I love about Myotape is that it doesn't go over the lips, like to shut the lips, and just close it by like sealing the lips. It actually goes around the lips. You can look at it again, MYO tape. Myotape. It goes around the lips and it just gently pulls it together. What that gentle pull does is it helps to keep the mouth shut during the night. So you're going to nasal breathe through the night, but it also allows you to be able to talk to your significant other, to talk to your kids on my case, and not have to like pull it off and then like use another one, which gets kind of expensive if you do it that way, unless you just use like the 3M, like the Next Guard tape or whatever it's called. That stuff's pretty cheap as well. I just like the Myo tape. And again, I know a guy. So